This video is for those who have an interest in Agile Project Management and want to contrast it with PRINCE2 Project Management. I'm specifically going to look at the roles that are specified for both the methods, and because I use both methods, I'm going to try and show you the similarities between them. This might not be exactly what you get in the textbook, but this comes from the coalface and actually doing things, so hopefully you'll appreciate the perception that I'm giving you. As far as PRINCE2 is concerned, we start with the project board. There are 3 roles on the project board: the project executive, the senior user, and the senior supplier. In Agile Project Management, there is a project management sort of level, and certainly there is an equivalent to the project executive. This is the overall business sponsor. And very similarly, they are about championing the project, making sure that they are authorising its existence and that they are happy with the overall deliverables that come from it. There's no project board in Agile, but certainly that business sponsor aligns very closely to the project executive. There is no project board, so no senior user, senior supplier set of roles in Agile, but there, even at that level, some similarities. The senior user role for me is fulfilled by this business visionary role that exists. The business visionary is somebody who is essentially sort of setting up the vision statement for what the project should create and what should be coming out of having bothered with the project. What are the benefits? What are the improvements going to be within the business itself, within the operational areas? What's the differences that they can see? So for me, the business visionary is very closely aligned to the senior user. But in Agile, there are a lot of business roles, because underneath the business sponsor, we have the business visionary, we have a business ambassador who reports to the business visionary. That business ambassador works very closely with the project team. If I were to try to draw a comparison between PRINCE2, I could possibly say that they were perhaps part of a user group. They're very much the person who plays the business ambassador role, though, is very much integrated with the business, and that they are bringing their sort of knowledge to bear. So there's not a close alignment between that and a PRINCE2 role. For those of you who know managing successful programs, you possibly could think of the business ambassador as the business change manager, very much involved in the business itself and how what the project creates will actually be deployed and used. A further business role, the 4th one, so we have business sponsor, business visionary, business ambassador, and we also have business advisors. Some of the specifics of a particular use of a particular deliverable might need to be viewed by somebody carrying out a particular role. They can take on the role of business advisor. So there's an awful lot of business in terms of the roles. As far as the senior supplier is concerned, again, in Agile there is no project board, so there's no equivalent role, although there is a senior level role called the technical coordinator. And for me there are a lot of similarities, because the technical coordinator is somebody who is looking at the overall architecture of the solution. That sounds very IT, doesn't it? And I don't mean to imply that Agile Project Management only works for IT, but there's certainly some terminology in there that comes from the IT world. But this technical coordinator is about, does what the project's creating fit with our operational environment? Does it fit with the way we do business? Is it going to be fit for purpose? So again, like the business visionary, the technical coordinator also has a sort of supporter, a technical advisor role. So you might have people with specific technical knowledge coming in to look at particular aspects of the project. Within the team, there's a team manager and a project manager, so that seems fine. It's exactly the same as in PRINCE2, but there is a marked difference. As far as Agile is concerned, the project team, and therefore the team manager, it has much greater power and much greater responsibility for their own work. In Agile, the project manager plans at quite a high level, but then says to the team manager, right, you know, self-organise, organise the team and get on with it. Let's get some delivery done here. So there's a much greater sort of respect for the knowledge and experience of the team members and the team manager. And there's a lot less need for the project manager to work out to a very low level of detail exactly what they should be doing. So there's no passing of a work package between the project manager and team manager in Agile. Instead, in fact, the responsibility for organising the work, prioritising the work, and in fact working alongside the business and going directly to people as needed all sits within the team manager role. That means there must be greater trust between the project manager and the team manager. But you might also be thinking, well, I certainly did when I read the books, well, what will I do then as the project manager? What am I supposed to be doing with my time? I plan at the higher level, and certainly my role is to remove any impediment, anything that could get in the way of the team making progress. So I've got to be there in the background all the time, smoothing the way. So for me, not having to plan at the lower level of detail frees me up to do two really important things. Number one, working much more closely across the organisation to look for duplication of effort, other projects, other programmes, seeing how my project fits in with them, trying to make sure that if necessary we bring in greater scope or less scope to make sure that it fits with this bigger organisational picture. And secondly, again, future-proofing what my project will deliver. I think I've got a lot more time to do identification and addressing and managing the risks. Because what I'm trying to make sure of is that nothing gets in the way of the progress, that we can actually get deliverables sorted and out there to customers. So if I can spend more time on risk and risk management, then I can stop things becoming an issue and I can save myself an awful lot of time. So it is very different. Similar roles in some cases, but very much a different culture and a different perspective. Hope this helps.